Clouds high, the birds call. Fall in.
You can't run from death.
It'd be nice to just lie in the sun. But I must set an example for the others. Charge!
Let's light it up! Everybody stand!
Everyone on me!
Gather! I will have order!
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Oh. Or not. No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go! Adventure time!
Solidify!
Into the wind.
Let's light it up! I'm going in!
Wind strider.
Leaving so soon.
Fall in!
No escape.
Stabilize.
Wind strike!
Let's light it up!
Advance!
You can't run from debt. Pay your dues.
Gather.
Fall in!
Everybody stand back! Let's
Order guide you.
Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Pay your dues.
Stabilize.
Wind strike! Charge! Rally!
This is order. Gather.
No escape. Can't run from debt.
Time to go. Follow the wind.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Adventures! Teamwork is dreamwork! Ha!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night, one with nature.
Prepare yourself.
Fall in!
No escape.
Into the wind. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Dues.
Charge! Stabilize!
Leaving so.
Everybody stand back! Let's light it up! Rude!
Gather!
No escape.
Order guide you!
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
A blade is like...
Time to go.
Whirling snow!
The wind's moving.
Unthinkable!
Clouds high. The birds call. What's the hurt? Freeze.
Not for a swirl!
Does this. Into the wind. Oh, so soft. Cool it. One with wind and cloud. Wind strike. Freeze. Don't get frostbite.
Shine. So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
A blade embraces its duty. As teamwork is... Take flight! Commissar Guard! Celestial!
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
My opponent! Look at me. Just...
The wind knows me. fallen leaves.
Adorn my night!
Whirling snow!
Into the wind.
Suckling blow!
So sad.
To push your luck. Dodge this!
What's the hurry?
Solidify!
Go and play!
Have a little taste!
Swear by my sword! The more... Go in! Huh?
Gather! This is order!
Teamwork is strength!
Order guides you!
Fight!
Free! Solidify!
Let's light it up! Barbados! Guide! Imprint!
I will have order!
Whirling snow! Going in! The mere look at me. Just...
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Mistakes over and over.
Add Ast...
Follow my lead!
The essence of the Ame Noma art is unrelenting.
Why do rules court the same mistakes over and over?
The fighting has ceased for now. Commence physical training. Follow my lead. Hup. Tch. The wind knows me.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade.
Gather!
Osmanthus wine tastes... Where do you want to go next? If you'd like to see Liyue's tourist spots, I have a few references.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Phantasmagoria!
No rest for the wicked.
Let's light it up! Teamwork is dreamwork! I've done it!
One with nature.
I will have order. Solidify.
Fallen leaves.
Wish me
Adorn my night.
Stabilize.
By royal decree!
Picked the wrong subject.
Clouds high. The birds call. The winds move.
This is order. Gather.
No rest for the wicked.
Wind strike. As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
I will have order.
Everybody stand back!
One with nature.
We go! By royal decree!
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
The wind knows it.
Solidify! Order guide you.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Time to go.
Into the wind.
Another test.
Adventure time!
Another
Let's
shot.
light it up!
This is order.
Gather!
The wind knows it.
I wasn't done.
Time to go. One with nature.
Press the advantage!
Stabilize. I will have order. Yeah.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Solidify.
Pull in!
Time to go. The wind knows it. Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Let's light it up!
One with nature.
Quake.
Wind strike.
Rise.
Another
the
test
wind.
done.
Charge!
One with nature. Time to go. Time to go.
Everybody stand back! Let's lock!
The wind knows it. Clouds high. The birds call.
Pull in!
Gather.
One with nature.
Solidified!
Advance!
This is order!
Oh, wow! Where did that come from? Let's go find some treasure. Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck, the opposite is probably true for me. We go. Off we go. Even better than I imagined. It's my lucky day. Adventure time.
the wind.
Time to go.
Solidify!
Wind strike.
Gather!
Advance!
One man's stone is another man's gem.
Solidify!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
I will have order.
Fall in!
Gather!
Charge!
Stabilize!
Fall in! Rally!
Order guide you. Gather!
Charge!
The wind knows me.
Solidify!
Fall in!
Into the wind.
This is order.
Stabilize!
I will have order.
Gather! Fall in! Everyone on me!
Wind strike! The wind knows it.
Solidify!
Charge!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
One with nature. Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night! Fall in!
This is order.
Stabilize!
Wind strike!
Let's light it up!
Quake!
Let's light it up!
Follow the wind. The wind knows me.
I'm going in! Huh?
As one with wind and cloud. One with nature.
Let's light it up!
The wind knows me.
Gather!
Into the wind.
Rally! Charge!
Order guide you.
One with nature.
Huh?
Fall in!
Into the wind.
Everybody stand back!
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night!
Careless. Solidify.
The wind knows me.
This is order.
Into the wind.
Stabilize.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
To survive hardship, you must prepare for hardship.
Take flight!
Dodge this! Will be frozen in time.
Whirling snow!
Cool it! Freeze!
There you are, stronger. The more, the merrier.
Dodge this! Cool it!
Let me rebuild.
Dodge this!
My opponent!
This will be frozen in time. What's the hurry?
Are you? Play with me.
Whirling snow! Upward swirl!
Dodge this! Freeze! This one will be frozen in time.
Allow me.
Break the ice!
Dodge this!
Take flight!
Frostbite!
The more, the merrier.
Upward swirl!
Freeze!
Look at me. Just
What's the hurry?
Are you?
Frozen.
Coming your dog.
Freeze. Just frostbite. Dodge
My
this.
apologies. Embrace the
Cool
ice.
it. This one will be frozen.
Take flight.
Dodge this. Cool it.
Sakura swirl.
Frostbite. Freeze.
My apologies.
Cool it.
Our success.
At the frying pan.
Dodge this.
So sorry.
Eat this! Nice and spicy.
Fire it up! Freeze! Here's backup! This moment will be frozen.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire. You're toast!
Dodge this! Don't get too close!
Nice and spicy.
You're in for a little shock. You've been a naughty boy.
Submit.
Let's spark things up.
Boba, get them. Hey-ya!
Come a little closer.
Nice and spicy.
Give up. Your life is mine.
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Yours. Let's dance.
hurts!
Nice and spicy. Eat this!
Oh, so sorry. Bring it on! Get back! Hey! Really? You don't want to do this. It hurts! This moment will be frozen in time.
Ready, steady, go! I'll protect us.
Keep moving!
Benny's adventure team?
Let me tell you.
strong body shows strength and instills confidence in others around you. I must always stay at the top of my game.
What should I try this time?
Follow my lead.
Join the Adventurers Guild.
The fighting has ceased for now. Commence physical training.
Most humans could have the entirety of their fleeting lives chronicled in but a few short lines. Their stories really make for terrible right here.
The wind's moving.
One with wind and cloud.
Right now, right here.
Evil conquering. Into the wind.
Nothing lasts forever. Right now,
The wind's moving. Into the wind.
One with wind and cloud.
Behold. Emerge.
The wind's moving. Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night.
Wind strike.
Right now, emerge. Right here.
Into the wind.
One with wind and cloud.
You can bully me. Right now, emerge.
Clouds high.
Nothing lasts forever.
Time to go.
Right now.
One with wind and cloud.
Right now,
One with nature. Fallen leaves.
behold.
Adorn my night.
Wind strike. Wind strike.
Right now.
One with wind and cloud.
Wind strike.
Emerge. Right here. Right now.
Cascade.
villagers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them.
Mind the deluge. Cascade.
Delve into destiny.
Wind strike.
Fate is upon you.
Clouds high. The bird into the wind.
Be still.
Wind strike. Falling leaves. Adorn my night. Toothless. Time to go. One with nature. Clouds high. The birds
Guided of destiny. Fate is upon you.
Coming quickly.
Shadows of fear. Written in the
one
stars.
with wind and cloud. Wind strike. Clouds high. The birds Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
This realm is truly beginning to thrive. If you ever have
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the...
This realm is... This realm is true. If you ever have any... This realm is... If you ever have any questions... This realm...
been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma. So many things have happened since then. Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today? Huh? What's up? Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Press the advantage! Charge!
Order guide you. Solidify.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all. Seems like I've mistaken you for someone.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attack. No, wait! Even when you've got the right person, you should...
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha? He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animal vision. That's none of your business. Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces? Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about... Right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets... Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha. Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other? Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much... Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment.
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all. Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd. If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this... Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just...
Oh, so you...
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be? Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, he was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said they had... I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they're...
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you. Guess we'll go pick...
All right, then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
Oh? It's you.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes. And for the Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun, and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct it. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will find you will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City, with the Almighty Shogun's blessing.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another...
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaidahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaidahara Kazuha was using a delusion began.
What? But that doesn't make sense.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more...
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more...
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought.
In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot.
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No, this puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be... Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was...
All the more reason to watch your back!
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked him, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Follow my lead. A quick question. Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him?
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaedahara. I've heard...
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. Mr. Kaedahara is currently the talk of the town, so to be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaedahara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions of mora?
Please, accept my thanks for looking...
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life, just... Sorry, I got a little off topic. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want...
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar... The Tenryou Commission had very few leads.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that... If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault. In which case the Tenryou
Uh-oh. Looks like the trails of...
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked... Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, it would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured, or for the poor victim, this would be a...
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your...
You flatter me. Truth...
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concern. Oh, actually, there was one... Let me tell you about it, Justin.
Sure. During times like this, the more in...
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma?
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smith. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what...
Thank you, Ryuji.
Sounds good. All the best with your invest...
If it isn't...
Huh? You 2 know...
Yes. The Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respect. Let me quickly explain. The Raiden Gokaden was the collective term for the 5 most acclaimed bladesmithing art. The techniques of blade making were personally bequeathed to the Raiden Gokaden by the almighty Shogun. And over time, unfortunately, a series of events led to the gradual decline of many clans in the bladesmithing trade.
It is a great pity indeed. In the old days, as an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic... As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind, for only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually be...
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade, you are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, it's...
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this...
Ah, yes. My nephew. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. But I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance.
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic... I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard... Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person, based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya...
What? No. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind.
Huh.
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, but with that said, it's equally out of character for him to... I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced or otherwise compelled. Anyway, should you find him...
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who had...
Yes. It sounds as if something happened. Let's pay a visit to the...
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what... My husband has gone missing.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask...
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collect... I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new...
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions?
For example, Paimon's struggling to...
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just... Everything was fine when we first got married.
Uh-oh.
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his... He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat... I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused...
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't... After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply... The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had got...
I see. Amenoma Yuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the...
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into... But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting...
Maybe he...
I don't know. He just disappeared. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home, now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire. Even though I'm still a little mad at him. We're a as long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf,
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than me. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not...
A little confusing.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if... Rest assured, we'll notify...
Thank you so much.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow... The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded. Do you have any thoughts?
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some... Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, they thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryo Commission began investigating, but it's a far-fetched theory. I can't... One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only... The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could it... Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned... Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker. Namely, that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art. Not...
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but...
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Miss...
Okay, but...
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still... Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those, as sketchy as that whole thing seems. You did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the...
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now. But it felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami. Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove we should remain vigilant.
Huh. So it's an
The force is definitely coming from... The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place. Judging from the concentration... I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami...
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around...
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it... But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests? Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive...
So what should we do now?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a... If we don't open this door, we can move no... You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far... Huh.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure...
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy's... Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has all... Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find... Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you.
Follow my lead.
From this point, the trail appears to split into... The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here, and seems to be dissipating.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look. One with nature!
Let's light it up!
Into the wind!
Stabilize! And miss!
It's...
Ugh! Look at this
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. Well... According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could.
So...
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura... Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes, right now we need... If Amenoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him...
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, felt... For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their all the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected. It seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in...
Wait! You figured it out?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only... On with the search. We must stay...
Why here?
I'm not sure, but on closer examination... Show yourself!
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! What's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Amenoma... But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is... Whoa! Shh!
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years. Or rather, as a means to occupy Amenoma.
You're sharper than I thought. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy as a descendant of the Kaedehara clan.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Goka.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, he not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of... In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement.
So, swords can become...
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But after the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might...
So, Amenome, tell me, what happens to those you've possessed?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them...
You're up!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse, until Amenoma Yuya and, at long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you. And by your... Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Now...
Solidify!
Wind Strider!
Everybody stand back!
Everyone on me! Fall in!
Join me, and
this
sever
is
that divine life! Rewrite history! To me!
I will have order! Stabilize!
Let's light it up!
Fall in!
I'm going in!
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down!
Your bluff's fooling no one. You...
Lost. I can never lose. Even if you defeat me here, the one... He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take... The end result is the same! I will end this wretch's life. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. By any means necessary, and any medium available,
Your fighting style. It is in... But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly...
Really? You can...
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishi... Since the blade is currently possessing Amenoma Yuya's body, its movement... If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratch. In that regard, why would I...
Because all of that is in the... I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed... Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are...
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to read... Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to... You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved. But the way I see it, What began as an ambition has long...
What would you know about any of this?
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless even if you were to sever that divine light. Is this truly the outcome? Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded... How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony?
Silence, you blab... I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan.
How stubbornly you stick. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state.
What?
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. Once we have dealt with them...
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release...
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do that, the Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't...
What?
Even if things take a turn for the worse, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risk.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agree now.
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy at first. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will.
What should we do next?
We find some... Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't... If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and... If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers here... Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been
all right.
What about Amenoma Yuya?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet.
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Time to go. Leave everything on this journey to me.
How's this?
Let's get down. As one with wind and cloud, one with nature.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long with... Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not...
Something else on your...
How strange. Rather than... Let's keep going. The wind's melting. Wind strike. Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amano Mayuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still... Fallen leaves, adorn my night! The wind's moving.
Are you okay? It looks like...
Yes.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't...
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance.
True form? What are you... Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya, it barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I've finally figured out why it was you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I am the only one who truly understood you had already...
Huh? What's this?
There they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup! We can help...
Don't worry. It's just... One with nature. Time to go. Clouds high. The birds come! Wind Strider! Yes!
You fought way...
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you.
But in this too you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true... Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent...
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I... Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received skill, blade, determination, and desire. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness, Tatarigami, is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami...
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since the moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. You have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I... I said to him, do not worry.
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. A newly forged blade lay by his side.
Wow, that was the...
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything. He spent the rest of his life in the forge. Not to vent his frustration. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His soul, so he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma. No matter how long, all he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith.
So that's the... But after that, the blacksmith's intention...
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hate... This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost... Yes, time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, he seems to have calmed down.
When I look back at the past, I can remember that I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition.
You are finally seeing...
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will... But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his So, may I...
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too?
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And my physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should...
His attitude... What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already... Alas... Nor have I ever had my fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. That you are a fine warrior.
Oh?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. You must have plenty of reasons to both...
Understood. Then let's start by waking...
I see. He used my body. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, if a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I do not wish to be a mere...
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your...
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should...
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Crash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down, even now, still. Even if he's way past the point of redemption. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin art.
Successor of Amenoma art.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor...
That hurts! Wind Strider! Wind Strider! Time to go! As one with wind and cloud!
Thank you for the... Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands, his sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away.
You also fought well. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that...
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone, and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amin.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Oh, it's Yuya! You have
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all...
a prized Ishin blade. Considering their forging philosophy, but I have some good news as well. Ryuji from the Bonton...
Really?
Yes. Badly... And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final...
I think I know what you want.
What's wrong, Kazuha?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of...
What? No way!
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me I have decided... Thank you. Okay. I am ready.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after
Kagotsurube Ishin. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions. Only in the final moments,
Seems like he really...
the same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward. Also, speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me. Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the vision, your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same. After everything I've seen, perhaps I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistant.
Wait!
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about and it's also time to give him a response.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanoma Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe...
Wow, you sure...
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations.
I see.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogun...
You misunderstand.
I am aware, but I still...
Very well, I can understand. Then let's... However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the shogunate's assistance...
Great.
Where will you travel to?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
What if the Traveler is also unavailable?
Well, that's your problem. It was... Oh, but fortunately for you, it appeared...
Ah, Traveler.
Well, it's not like you were ever really busy to begin with.
Songo? Compared to the Traveler, you're the one who has too much free time.
No, I'm very busy. I'm busy...
Even if it's a commission you're unwilling to take, your excuse is just pathetic. Yes, that's why I've asked you to come over. A key member of the Tenryou Commission has recently gone missing. No one has seen... The Tenryou Commission has entrusted us to find this person discreetly because it would be a hassle. Their name is...
Kujosara. That's right.
If the General was really missing, the Tenryou Commission would have flipped Inazuma on its head by now. Please ignore Songo's nonsense, Traveler. In fact, the missing person's name is Shikanoin Heizo. He works as a special detective at the police station. Although his rank is merely a doshin, he is quite competent and held in high...
Do they think he's more competent?
We get that you don't want to help Songo, but could you at least... Sorry, Traveler. As you can see, Songo's less than thrilled to be involved in this case.
Nope. If you really want to know why, it's because I absolutely refuse. The only news that could make me happier than Shikanoin has gone missing would be
Needless to say, Songo and Heizo have a... According to Songo, Heizo...
Like a yappy dog that was constantly in the way.
Even though Heizo has a unique personality, he's actually a nice guy. So I can't just ignore this case, even if Songo doesn't approve. At the very least, I could entrust the commission to someone capable and trustworthy, like you, Traveler. Huh? No, it's not like that. Listen, I'll pay the entire amount originally promised by the Tenryou Commission, and I'm really hoping you could... If Heizo truly is in danger, I know he'll be safer with you by his side. Great! We've learned that Heizo had expressed interest during the war. He apparently carried out some mission on Watatsumi Island. And once... I heard you have a good standing with Sango no Miya. I think it might be a good idea to... Well, that's about all I have to tell you. Oh, please take this commission letter from the police station.